There is an ancient breathing cycle that, when activated in the minutes leading up to deep sleep, can reverse the buildup of cellular stagnation we call aging. Most of us lie down expecting to rest, but the body remains in a subtle state of alert that blocks true biological regeneration. While you sleep without activating this mechanism, your cells miss a critical window to perform autophagy, the natural recycling process that transforms metabolic waste into renewed vitality. This video reveals how to turn your night into an alchemical lab of rejuvenation through a specific breathing rhythm, the phosphorate, capable of modulating gene expression and slowing down your internal clock. There is a hidden component in the extended exhale that changes the chemistry of the vagus nerve. And although it will be explained later, it's what determines whether you wake up feeling renewed or worn out. Closing this video now means continuing to let the wear and tear of daily life build up in your tissues without repair. Accepting morning exhaustion as normal, when in fact, it's optional. The body knows how to rebuild itself in the dark, but it needs the right entry signal, and you're about to master it. What we call the elixir of time is not an external substance, but a physiological state in which the body prioritizes structural repair over vigilance. It's about the conscious activation of cellular recycling, a process where the body consumes its own damaged proteins to create new structures. In Hermetic traditions, the sleeping body was seen as an athanor, the alchemical furnace where the dense matter of the day was meant to be transmuted into subtle energy during the night. The ancients understood that sleep was not just a break in consciousness, but a sacred moment when the spirit rebuilt the flesh, as long as the moon breath was established before closing the eyes. This phenomenon works through the modulation of the autonomic nervous system. When we apply a breathing rhythm where the exhale lasts twice as long as the inhale, we chemically force the body out of the sympathetic fight-flight mode and into the deep parasympathetic domain. It is in that state, and only in that state, that true cellular cleansing can take place. Modern science, through the studies of Yoshinori Osumi on autophagy and the polyvagal theory of Stephen Porges, confirms this mechanism. Deep tissue repair is inhibited by the presence of residual cortisol and adrenaline. If you sleep tense, you age faster. The prolonged exhale acts like an epigenetic switch, signaling longevity genes that the environment is safe enough to invest energy in rebuilding. This matters now because the stiffness you feel when you wake up, and the way your skin loses its glow, are not just signs of time passing. They are symptoms of nights when no cellular recycling took place. There is someone whose routine demanded exactly this kind of regeneration to survive the weight of her days, and her experience shows what happens when the body relearns how to clean itself. Beatrice, at 45 years old, felt like her body was aging at a pace the calendar couldn't explain. As a social worker dealing with high-risk cases, she spent her days absorbing other people's trauma, an invisible weight that settled in her joints and showed up in the tired look staring back at her in the mirror. Her routine was a cycle of exhaustion. She'd get home with her mind buzzing from the difficult story she had heard, grab a quick dinner, and collapse into bed, hoping sleep would erase the burden. But the nights were shallow. Beatrice would wake up feeling stiff, with a clenched jaw and a mental fog that took several cups of coffee to clear. She felt like her vitality was draining away, turning her into a duller version of herself. No sparkle in her eyes, no elasticity in her skin. She tried many things to fix it, all of them ineffective. She bought expensive creams promising miracles for her skin, took melatonin supplements that only left her groggy, and tried guided meditations her restless mind couldn't follow. The problem went deeper than looks or insomnia. It was a systemic failure to recover. Her body was storing the stress of the day as metabolic waste and couldn't process it. The turning point came one sleepless night, when she stumbled upon an ancient text about biological rhythms and something called nighttime purification breath. The text didn't talk about rest. It spoke of cleansing the ashes from the temple. The idea that she could actively trigger the recycling of her own fatigue through breath struck a visceral chord. That same night, lying in the dark, Beatrice decided to try it. She adjusted her posture, placed her hands on her belly, and began the described breathing cycle, focusing only on the count and the feeling of the air leaving her body. For the first time in years, she felt her heart rate drop in a controlled way, and a warm, almost liquid heaviness settle her shoulders into the mattress. Her mind stopped spinning around work cases, and her body sank into a velvety darkness. Now, let's turn your bed into the regeneration lab that Beatrice discovered. What we're about to do is not just a breathing exercise, it's the insertion of a biological code, the 448 rhythm, directly into your brainstem to initiate deep cellular maintenance. Lie down comfortably, preferably in total darkness, ready for the transition into sleep. Allow your body to take up as much space as it needs. Uncross your legs and arms. Rest your palms facing upward or gently placed over your abdomen. Close your eyes and bring your attention to gravity, feeling the weight of your heels, your hips, and your shoulder blades sinking into the mattress as if your body were surrendering to the earth. Bring your awareness to the flow of air, but don't try to control it yet. Just observe the temperature of the breath as it comes in and goes out. Now we begin the modulation. The first step is a silent inhale through the nose. Breathe in while mentally counting to 4. Feel your belly expand in all directions, pushing the ribs outward and the navel upward. Avoid pulling the air into your chest. Upper chest breathing activates alertness, and we want the opposite. Imagine you are bringing in fresh vitality, clean oxygen, and repair instructions into your system. Hold the air in your lungs for 4 counts. This pause is the 0 point, the moment of stillness where gas exchange happens and oxygen spreads into your bloodstream. Don't tighten your throat or lock your glottis. Maintain a soft pause, as if time had stopped and you were floating in warm water. In this silence, the heart naturally slows down. Now comes the master key to longevity. Exhale through your mouth or nose, slowly, with a long mental count to 8. This exhalation, which should last exactly twice as long as the inhale, is the vagal brake. It is the chemical signal of undeniable safety. It is in this elongated moment that cortisol is drained from your bloodstream and cellular cleansing begins. Empty your lungs completely, feeling your belly fall inward toward the spine, squeezing out every last bit of stagnant air. Begin the cycle again. Inhale life in 4 counts. Hold in fertile stillness for 4. Then exhale toxins slowly, stretching the breath for a full 8 counts. Feel your body grow heavier with every long exhale. Notice if there's tingling in your fingertips, a soft warmth spreading across your solar plexus, or a melting sensation behind your eyes. These are biological markers that your parasympathetic system has taken over and is beginning to sweep away the day's inflammatory residue. Focus on your jaw during this prolonged exhale. Notice that, in order to release the air so slowly, you have to unclench your teeth and relax the root of your tongue. This orofacial relaxation sends a second safety signal to the ancient brain. You are shutting down, switch by switch, the energy-consuming vigilance and turning on the reconstruction plant. Keep this rhythm steady. The body starts to understand that there is no danger, that the fight is over. and the internal repair crews, autophagy, can begin their work, consuming old proteins to build new tissue. Before we go deeper into the alchemical visualization, you need to understand the real and tangible impact this has on the life of someone who applies this technique consistently. On that first night, Beatrice did not fall asleep right away. In fact, during the practice, she felt an initial discomfort, a resistance from the mind that still wanted to run through and replay the day's trauma. But as she insisted on the 8-count exhale, she experienced a physical phenomenon she had never felt before, a sudden sense of internal freefall, like the elevator floor had vanished, followed by such deep muscular relaxation that her arms felt like they were made of lead. It was her sympathetic nervous system finally giving way, releasing the chronic defense mode she had been stuck in for years. She woke up the next morning before her alarm went off, something that had never happened in her previous routine. The first thing she noticed wasn't euphoria, it was silence. The mental radio that usually switched on instantly with worry was completely quiet. When she looked in the mirror, the dull, greyish tone of her skin had given way to a subtle peach glow. The puffiness under her eyes, a classic sign of systemic inflammation and nighttime cortisol, had disappeared. Her face didn't just look rested, it looked de-inflamed. That real transformation settled in over the weeks that followed. Beatrice discovered she no longer needed 3 cups of coffee to function in the morning. At work, when faced with traumatic stories that used to drain her for days, she realized she had developed a buffer. She could listen, she could care, but she no longer absorbed. Her body, having completed its nightly cleaning cycle, was strong enough to process emotional weight without storing it in the fascia. The chronic exhaustion she thought was the cost of aging turned out to be the cost of unrepaired stress. She wasn't getting old, she was just accumulating. And now, she knew how to clear it. That clear, vital feeling she experienced is exactly what your body is beginning to prepare right now. Return to the breathing cycle with renewed awareness. Inhale for 4 counts, hold for 4, and slowly release the air for 8. Now, we'll add the alchemical intention, turning breath into a tool for cellular sweeping. The body is the athanor, the furnace. The breath is the bellows that stokes the fire of transmutation. During the 4-count retention, visualize the oxygen acting like a magnet inside your body. Picture it collecting metabolic ashes, old cells, fragments of damaged proteins, toxins from food, oxidized stress, hormones like cortisol, and the emotional tension of the day. See it all being swept from the outer edges, from your hands and feet toward the center of your lungs, gathering like a thick gray smoke. Then, during the long 8-count exhale, visualize this dense matter, leaving your body with the breath, clearing space behind it that is clean, crystalline, and vibrant. With every long breath out, feel yourself becoming less dense and more subtle. You're not just exhaling air, you're releasing aging. Physically, your bones feel heavier against the mattress, but your subtle energy starts to float, rising above the gravity of fatigue. Deepen the sensation. Notice the melting of micro-tensions behind your eyes, at the root of your hair, and in the pelvic floor with each long exhale. If your mind starts to wander, gently bring it back to the rhythm, inhaling vitality, holding to gather, exhaling to cleanse. You are turning passive sleep into an active, intentional act of healing. Maintain this rhythm until you feel the line between being awake and asleep begin to blur, entering a hypnagogic state where the body sleeps but consciousness floats. This is the threshold of rejuvenation. The ritual is complete. The command has been given. From here on, your body knows exactly what to do in the dark to rebuild you. The physical marker that cellular recycling has been activated, and that you've crossed the boundary between breakdown and repair, is unmistakable, though subtle. Don't look for bursts of energy. Look for water and weight. The first irrefutable biological sign is a drastic change in the viscosity of your mouth. A fluid, abundant, and slightly sweet saliva floods your tongue. This is not trivial. It is the direct release of acetylcholine, the primary neurotransmitter of the vagus nerve, confirming that the digestive and repair systems have been reactivated. If your mouth was dry or sticky, and now it feels moist, the alchemy has begun. At the same time, you'll feel a shift in the thermodynamics of your extremities. A comfortable warmth, almost like a soft electrical tingling, begins to flow from the center of your chest to the palms of your hands and the soles of your feet. This is peripheral vasodilation, showing that blood, once trapped in the large muscles, ready for an imaginary fight, has now been released to nourish your skin and fine tissues. Alongside this, you may feel a sensation of doubled gravity. Your limbs feel twice as heavy, sinking into the mattress as if made of molten lead, while your mind remains afloat in a serene clarity. To anchor this state and make it an accessible command for future nights, we'll use a signal gesture of anchoring. Still lying down, gently interlace your fingers without squeezing, and rest your palms directly over your navel, the vital center where biological life begins. Feel the warmth of your hands seeping into your belly. Take one long, hissing exhale through your mouth, making a soft, steady hiss sound, releasing all the air until your abdomen lightly contracts beneath your hands. This touch on the enteric plexus, combined with the sound vibration and the emptying of the lungs, seals the command for regeneration into your nervous tissue. It's like closing the door of the lab so the work can begin. However, the body holds on to tension in its memory. On nights when insomnia visits, or your mind begins to spin with worries, use the return protocol. Don't fight wakefulness. If you lie down and feel the stiffness return, place your hands on your belly. Start the 4-4-8 rhythm and repeat internally the command phrase. My body knows the path of renewal in the dark. Repeat this phrase mentally with each breath cycle. This turns anxiety into a trigger for practice, ensuring the night works for you, not against you. The seal is made. Your body now belongs to repair. What you now carry within your body's structure is not just a passing sense of relaxation. It's the master key to modulating your biological time. The implications of what we just practiced are vast, and they redefine your relationship with aging. You realize that aging is no longer a passive and inevitable decline of matter. It becomes a process managed with awareness and intention. The vitality you thought was slipping through your fingers over the years was never truly lost. It was simply blocked by a nervous system that forgot how to power down. By recovering your ability to enter deep parasympathetic states, you unlock the fountain of youth that was always hidden in your own marrow. This practice is only the beginning, the first step in a much deeper and sacred relationship with your hidden physiology. There are even more subtle layers of regeneration available to those who learn to communicate with the bodies. Autonomous intelligence realms where conscious will and molecular biology merge into a single healing prayer. You are learning to speak the language of your own cells. As taught by Paracelsus, the great physician and alchemist who saw the body as a microcosm of the universe, sleep is the alchemist's laboratory, where the lead of illness and fatigue must be transmuted by the gentle fire of breath into the gold of health and longevity. Your body is that sacred laboratory, and the rhythmic breath you've learned today is the bellows that keeps the fire of transmutation burning through the night. God in His infinite wisdom, designed our biology with perfect self-healing mechanisms, like autophagy, that waits only for our vibrational consent to begin. The Creator did not design the body to wear out without repair. He left the keys to renewal hidden in our very breath. By sleeping with this ritual intention, you honor the temple you were given, allowing the source to restore your original energy so you may rise in the morning ready to serve life in its fullness. If this content resonated with you, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. Your interaction is essential for the algorithm to bring this knowledge to other seekers who sleep without truly resting. Consider becoming a channel member to support our ongoing exploration of embodied spirituality and help ensure this work continues. Write in the comments, "I activate cellular recycling and reverse time while I sleep." This is a neural reinforcement act, a way of solidifying your healing. Intention before the universe. Don't stop here. Your journey of discovering the body is ongoing. Click the video on your screen now to keep exploring the hidden capacities of your physiology and uncover other blockages that may be draining your life force. Remember, the night is not the end of the day. It is the beginning of your renewal. Sleep to live, not just to rest.